Californiano and the greatest show in Barcelona.
Balame by the Gypsy Kings. Welcome to In the Huddle Theater Edition. We are at one of our favorite places to be, Mira Monte High School, the Mira Monte Lions. We love being here. We're happy to be part of it. I do have to mention that they're also the D2 boys soccer champions.
Yeah!
So exciting.
Main stage players, thank you for that. My name is Stan Greene. I'm the Director of School Support Services. They're going to perform behind us all day, so don't worry about it. Next to me is Bethany Lahammer. She's the teacher at Mira Monte High School. Student director is Jorge Morales. Hello. And the adult assistant helper, Mariah Salazar. And on the end, I have Alejandra Torres Rubio, who works in school support service. She's at Arvin High grad, and she was in the theater program at Arvin High. This is near and dear to her.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
I'm going to start out with you, Bethany.
Yes.
So, you know, when we're young growing up and we're going to school, we finally figure out what do we want to do in life. What inspired you to become a theater teacher?
Well, I was a part of the industry for a long time. I'm a New York City actor and director, and I was there for about 10 years, and I loved it. And when I came to Bakersfield, where my family is from, to start my own family, I wanted to be able to provide high schoolers with the idea that they can be in the industry, they can make a living. There's lots of ways to do that, and they can be successful. So I wanted to bring them the tools that are current.
Awesome. Broadway, right?
Off-Broadway. I was off-Broadway.
So I went off-Broadway one year, went there, and I saw we were going to go as a family and see one play. We were there for 4 days. I saw 3 plays. I loved it so much. Had such a great time. Jorge, you're an alumni. Yes. You wrote the adaptation for this play. How did you incorporate Spanish language into this, and why was that? What challenges did you face with that?
Well, there was a good number. First of all, one of the big challenges when writing a Spanish script is there's multiple different informal ways of speaking it. That was a big thing where I didn't fully want to write it in just formal Spanish, because that's also not the Spanish I speak at home. That's not the Spanish multiple of the kids here speak at home. But it's such a broad language in terms of just, you know, the way people, you know, call items, object, food. It's all different. So it was a bit of a curve to kind of put in my own language in there, while also finding other ways to say stuff that maybe just it's not the way I would say it.
Okay.
But it would make sense for, you know, someone in 1805 in, you know, Spain colonized California to say it.
Okay.
So that was one of the challenges.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Mariah, so you're a technical director. Can you tell us what that is, what that means, and why it's important to have a role like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So technical director, essentially, I manage all facets of technical theater. So that includes the lights, the sound, the costumes, the set, all that jazz.
Everything.
Yeah,
okay.
everything. So I oversee all of that. And theater is such a different type of art form. It's a different type of beast, right? Because it uses all different types of art forms. So I think that it's really important that the kids get to express themselves in more than just performing, right? Like there's a whole story to tell with color and design options and music, right?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Jorge, how much of the show is going to be in Spanish, and how long is the show?
I'm pretty sure the show runs about, I don't know.
90 minutes?
90 minutes?
100 minutes?
Yeah. So, I don't know, an hour and a half.
Okay.
Around there. The show is, it has a good even split. When I was writing it, that was one of my main concerns of, I didn't want to have too much of either.
Right.
Because I really wanted the play to be very inclusive with, you know, you could come watch it, you could speak only English, because there's people here as well that only speak English. Right. You know, could be Mexican, could know the story of Zorro, but, you know, they just weren't taught Spanish. So it's the type of show where I think it's just a good even split. I think you could go into it only knowing English and you would understand it, as well as you could go into it only speaking Spanish and you could understand it.
Super. Bethany, why did you know? We talked earlier that I loved watching Zorro as a kid. One of my favorite shows. I used to go home every day. We had 3 channels on TV. I'd get home every day on time to watch the one channel that aired Zorro. So why did you pick this show?
An alumni last year, Ketsi Garibaldo, brought it to our attention. It's been a musical done all over the world. It hasn't been done in the United States very much, but all over the world.
Oh, wow.
And when we looked at it, not only is it like Mexican Batman, which is great because people can relate to it, but also I think we need a hero right now. People need someone to stand up for their people, right?
Yeah.
Justice and having heroes is so important to be telling that story right now, especially to an immigrant community. So we're very excited that George came along to do the Spanish piece and create a situation. It's kind of like watching Shakespeare. You can follow what's happening even if you don't understand every word. And we want our audience to have that kind of experience so they have empathy for people who maybe don't speak the same language all the time, but also can really enjoy and celebrate the culture. These costumes are beautiful. And the colors and just the joy that the music is filled with.
Wonderful.
George, I actually have a question for you. So are you the one that decided to have the bilingual component added to the show?
No, it was many conversations, I think, between the three of us of deciding, because originally I was supposed to adapt The Outsiders.
Okay.
When we did it, I think 2 years back now. And that fell through, but I was able to take a chance with Zorro, and I think we had the three of us had pretty good long discussions about, the Spanish and what it would represent, why we wanted it, just to make sure, we weren't doing it just to do it. So I think the three of us just coming together kind of formed the idea of, and it's also just shocking that, we don't have a Zorro play musical that has any Spanish in it.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
such
that
a
is.
Spanish,
Think about it.
such a Spanish hero. So that was part of the discussion that we had.
Sounds like it was a very intentional decision. I like that. It was very well thought through.
I'll tell you that our athletic director here, Mr. V, he is the one who came to me and said, hey, I need you to do some stuff with Spanish in it a couple of years ago, which is how The Outsiders came about.
Okay.
So
Shout
it
out
was
Jose.
actually the athletic department that inspired us. His daughter is an actor as well and said, hey, for our community here, we need to make sure that we're including everyone. And that's really important to keep theater inclusive and equitable.
Absolutely. Oh, that's good to hear. Shout out Josue. Mariah, so again, with technical theater, like you said, there is a ton that goes on. What are some of the behind-the-scenes things that the students are involved with that people just might not know?
Oh, well, there's a big handful. As you can see, our set is actually really elaborately painted, and each one of these little triangles you see, they open up, they turn, and they have a painting on the front, and then they open up, and they have a canvas with painting on the inside as well. So this was a very paint-heavy show. And also, usually we have a couple backstage hands that come when we come and turn things, or we place props, or we do things in the transitions. I do want to shout out to our costume designer. This is her first time designing costumes, and she had a whole elaborate reason as to why she wanted this person in this color and this person to wear this type of style, right? And she was formatting everything after a specific, some of them are formatted after Matador costumes or stuff like that. So she had so much forethought in that, and that's something that people I don't think always take into consideration, is all the forethought that goes into stuff when you're designing elements for stage.
Yeah, all the minor details that
Absolutely,
get overlooked,
absolutely.
but make it so beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, one last question for all of you. As before we go to intermission, we're going to see a sword fight. So in athletics, you've got game day coming up, right? So I imagine Wednesday, March 4th, is game day for you. And used to have a coach used to say, the hay's in the barn, we're ready to go. So where is the hay? Is the hay in the barn? Is it close to the barn? How about each of you? Let's hear it.
Yeah.
They always wait for me to say, hey, you guys, we have a show. And I haven't said that yet. I'm hoping today is the day that we have a show. But we have the junior high, Fairfax drama students come over on Wednesday morning. And that is our final dress rehearsal. And if we can perform for junior high kids and make them love it, then we are ready to go for an audience.
That's great.
For me, theater.
We'll make a T-shirt with that.
For me, the way theater is kind of different than a sport is, I guess not. I guess it's very similar in a lot of ways. That kind of thing of you don't know if you're ready until you do it. And I think with these kids, I think they're ready, but I don't think they're going to know until they do it. And I'm very excited to be here on March 4th to see that.
Awesome.
Tech theater is a little different. We're ready when we're done painting, and done building, and we are done building. We just right now just some minor tweaks. We're this close to being done with painting. We're so close, but we will be ready by Wednesday.
Super. So we have a show soon. Zorro, the battle of good versus evil. And right now we're going to go to intermission. We're going to see a sword fight. Zorro to the rescue.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we wait for our next three guests to come up, I want to make sure we point out the admin at the school, Roman Aguilar, principal, and Marina Lopez, the activity director. She's out there somewhere. And we talked about him earlier, Josue Valenzuela, the athletic director. To my left, we have Jesus Garcia, who is the role of Zorro.
Hey.
We have Kathy Leyva. Her role is Luisa.
Hello.
And Rogelio Soria, who is Ramon. And
Yes.
again, on the end, we have Al. And by the way, these kids are really involved in all sorts of activities on the campus. We have FFA vice president, swim and lion advocate, choir and fine arts commissioner. So, Jesus, we talked earlier about Zorro. I told you he's my favorite. I loved it. Who is Zorro to you? And can you tell us a little bit about the character of Zorro in this play?
Yeah, of course. Well, I just said there's plenty different versions of Zorro. However, how I perceive this version of Zorro, when I read through the script and I look how Zorro is. Zorro is the type of person that really does something for his people, but doesn't do it for any recognition. He doesn't do it for ego. That's why he does it behind the mask of Zorro. That's my interpretation of Zorro. I feel like all of us, some type of situations, we have put ourselves behind the costume to really go against something we don't really like, and that shows a lot of connection of Zorro with us.
I love that answer because I read about Zorro this weekend, and that's kind of the thing, right? Do the right thing when no one's looking, be the hero. There's a Zorro in all of us, which is basically what you just said. That's a great answer. Rogelio.
Yes.
I think you snuck up on me and got in the wrong seat, Rogelio. Did I put you in the wrong seat today?
I believe so.
You are, but that's better because you're right next to Zorro here.
Yes.
And you're Zorro's brother.
Yes.
So you're the villain in this show, right?
Yes.
Okay. It can be a hard role to play.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you identify with your character, and how do you differ from your character?
When playing Ramon, I feel like not a lot of people see him as a human with feelings because he's obviously the villain. Ramon is constantly being overlooked and being compared to his brother. I feel like I could relate to that due to people not seeing of who I am and who we are, and not always being in someone else's shadow. And how I differ, in certain situations, Ramon lets his jealousy and his very strong ego get in the way of resolving problems. And I feel like I like to take apart the pieces of the problem and resolve each one.
Have you learned a little bit on the character that you apply in real life? It sounds like you have, like you believe in a lot of those things.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah?
I have done a lot of research. He's definitely a fun character to play too as well.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Kathy, so the way that your character Luisa is described to us was like the Lois Lane of the story, very powerful. Can you tell us about who she is and how you feel you embody her?
Yeah, so basically when I got the role or when I read about her, I was really happy that such a big piece like Zorro has a strong female lead, because I feel like women are misrepresented at times. So she's a very feminine woman who is still very independent, headstrong, and I just admire her as a character and feel like she's perfect for girls to look up to. That's why I feel like she's kind of like the Lois Lane, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very powerful, strong, and we always need more female representation like that for sure.
So off camera here, Mr. Valenzuela just walked in, who helped bring Zorro here. He was busy making reservations for the soccer team this weekend. So, Jesus, tell us how do you personally identify with your character Zorro, doing all these good things?
In my opinion, I believe I have a bunch of things in common with Zorro. However, if I'm really honest with you, at first when I got casted as Zorro, I was really, really scared. I was not going to fit the role. I was super scared. I was not going to have anything in common with Zorro, because that's such like, you hear of Zorro, you feel like a very brave man, which I guess he is. However, he has this side where he's kind of like not very brave, which is Diego. Also, the main thing I identify myself with Zorro or Diego is that he moved from Mexico to Spain, and now he has 2 homes, and that's kind of difficult for him to like have a place, like one single place to go home, because now he has the town in Mexico where he grew up, all his friends, his dad, his brother. But on the other side, he has the town of Spain with all the gypsies, all the fun, all these people that also watch him grow up. And that's kind of how I feel sometimes, because I also moved from Mexico, but here to the U.S. So it's kind of hard sometimes to really choose a side when you have both sides. And I guess that's just something cool that we both have in common. We have 2 places to go home.
Well, just by listening to you talk and your answers, you're going to be a great Zorro on Wednesday night.
Thank you.
You're just such a nice kid, you know?
Thank you.
Such a nice kid. I love to hear that answer. Rogelio, why do you think this production's important, not only for Mira Monte, but for the Kern High School District and Kern County as a whole?
I feel like this production is very important just because I feel like the fine arts department is such a huge department, and I feel like every student works hard in what they do. Like for Zorro, everyone put in the work, and you could really tell on this set and the acting, in the facial expressions, and the gestures, up in tech as well. And I just really want to get that message out there that like we can do this, and we have it. Yes.
Yeah.
Kathy, I have one last question for you. So what do you hope that the audience feels, or what do you hope that they take away whenever they leave after they watch the production?
I genuinely hope that the audience can find a sense of relatability with the show, especially because Mira Monte has such a big Hispanic demographic. Like, a lot of parents don't even know English, so it's very nice for us. Like, I feel like it's really good for us to be doing such a big show, and it's in both Spanish and English. It also helps people like see who don't speak Spanish, see how it is for only Spanish speakers in this country, gives them empathy in not being able to understand something that is important.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I really like that, and I hope that they can take that away when they leave the show.
Yeah, I hope so too. It sounds like y'all are doing amazing work to make that happen.
Yeah, I think earlier someone said Batman and Robin and Robin Hood. Do you guys know about any of those old cartoons?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, all right. So Zorro, the battle of good versus evil.
Yeah.
Zorro, nice guy, but if he has to not be nice, he can, right?
Yes, definitely.
So why do you feel like as a student leader on campus this whole messaging is important Because it sounds to me like some dummy like me comes in and says, oh, it's a play, let's watch it, it's going to be great, we're going to be entertained. But there's a real message behind this.
Yes.
Why is this important on your campus, this messaging of Zorro?
Well, as Kathy said, most of the population in Miramonte and also just in general in Bakersfield, it's Hispanic. And to me, leadership is one of the most valuable things you can earn from and also give back to people. That's why I kind of really involved in campus too. And as a bilingual person, it's even more cool to be a leader because you get to inspire Spanish speakers and the English speakers. As an example, I'm going to use this time in FFA when I had to compete in Spanish public speaking. It was state finals. We were on the top 6. And there was this one girl. It was my 3rd year at that time doing public speaking in Spanish. And this girl, she just moved from Mexico. She was really upset about the fact that she missed Mexico. She wanted to go back. She was really, really upset. And me, I guess as a leader, I don't know if that counts, I really talked to her about how it's really important that she builds this opportunity because she also gets to inspire other people by learning English, by doing something that she really likes. So in this show, when we put the Spanish and the English, it's such a cool thing for the audience because we get to raise our voices as actors, as leaders, theater leaders, to tell a message to the people that everything's going to be okay. Because maybe when they come in, you guys are really going to find you guys as in a character. You will feel you see yourself in one of the characters. And yeah, that's such a cool story. Don't miss it.
How many times are you going to go with the Z like Zorro? Do you do that?
Oh my God.
My office has the over-under set at me doing it 5 times during the show today. So that was once.
Wait, we should keep it a secret. You guys should
keep it a secret.
Yeah,
we're going to have to show up.
Oh, they've got all kinds of.
Huh?
They know that I'm going to do something silly like that. Ramon, what's been the most challenging part of this production for you?
I feel like for me, it's definitely the process of the emotional execution. Ramon, he obviously has a big ego, but then there's some times where he's respectful to his dad, Don Alejandro, because obviously he helped him be the man who he is now. And so it's definitely just watching your tone, watching your facial expressions, your gestures. And I believe, that's been a tough one. Yes.
Jesus, I actually have a question for you. So you're the FFA vice president here at Mira Monte?
Yeah.
So somebody told us that Ag Mechanics made that Z up there. Do you know who did that or who we can give a shout out to? Because it looks amazing.
Well, like you said, the Ag Mechanics, Mr. McKenzie, he's the teacher in charge of the area of Ag Mechanics because, as you know, agriculture is just a really expanded thing. And the mechanics, the boys' mechanics, that's Z right there. You can see it. It's really cool. We can give a shout out to them.
Yeah, definitely. He's done amazing things with the program.
It's award-winning program by Josh McKenzie.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. And Kathy, so kind of bouncing off of the question that Stan asked Rogelio, what was the most challenging part for you with your character?
If I'm going to be honest, this is my first time actually having such a big role. I actually was in the booth doing sound for most of my time here. So the hardest part for sure is becoming an actor, especially with one of the lead roles. And I'm very blessed to have my teachers and the directors believe in me enough. But yeah, it's been a struggle. Learning how to act and how to manage my facial expressions and work with people who I've never actually worked so close with. But
Great job. Great job to all three. Good luck on Wednesday night.
Break a leg.
Break a leg. Break a leg. We're going to do the Middle of Freedom scene right now at intermission.
Thank you.
Now, we'll train here every
we are back for act number 3. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, me too.
So we have Peter Bohling, the stage manager, assistant director, next to me.
Hi.
Emmy Flores, the fight captain. And Stephanie Trevino, hair, makeup, and costuming. Also the VP of the Drama Club and Campus Culture Commissioner for the ASB for the wonderful Marina Lopez. And I'm not worried a bit about this person right here because I talked earlier to Peter and I got it told how it was. So, Peter, you've been in a lot of productions here at Mira Monte High School. How has it been transitioning from on stage to basically, it looks to me like you're telling everybody what to do up there?
It's been great. It's a lot more than telling people what to do. It's making sure that everyone stays in line and is on task, but the way you do it is you're firm, not harsh, because even though you want people to do what they're supposed to do, you don't want to be mean about it because these are still my friends. These are still people I care about. So I want to make sure I respect them the way they respect me. And as for transitioning into being on stage to behind the scenes, I think it's great because they're so different. You really can't compare one to the other because being on stage, it's fun. You're bringing the character to life. But behind the scenes, you're bringing the show itself to life.
That's awesome. I'm just going to take that answer and record it and play it at my office when we go back.
Yeah, seriously.
Emmy, a lot of people don't realize what goes on the tech side of things. Can you tell us about your role and all the details that you have to think about as the person in charge of tech and the fights?
Yes. So as fight captain is a very important role, and there's a lot of detail that goes into it. Whether that be the placing of your feet or the way you throw a punch, it all comes together with trust. Because you have to trust that your partner, when they throw a punch, you have to trust that it'll land exactly where they threw it. And I guess my big thing with the soldiers, I had them do like a little trust thing. Because without trust, the fight's not only going to not look good, but it puts people's safety in danger. So that's what I focused on mainly, is the trust, and then like the audience sees the action, but there's so much more that goes on behind it. But yeah.
Super.
Stephanie, so hair, makeup, costuming, tell us a little bit about what you're doing backstage.
I based it on traditional Mexican dresses. I was blessed with our student Neilani. She was in Flocorico for many years, and she let us borrow her dresses. And the minute she saw my vision, she was like, I have the perfect outfits for you guys. So I was really happy. And most of our hairstyles are based on traditional Mexican braids, and also like the novela, like Inez, her curls are big and voluminous, and they have like a little rose pin. It's just really fun. Sorry.
You're fine.
I based it on what I saw growing up with my abuelita or my mom, and yeah.
Yeah, super important
Yes.
in our culture.
In our
for
culture,
sure.
yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, Emmy, so fight captain, that's like a very specific role. Is that pretty common in theater, or how did you get selected for this? Did you have experience?
So fight captain is pretty common in theater productions where there are a lot of fights going on. So the director normally appoints a fight captain to someone they trust and that like really takes in the choreography. Because me, I'm not in every single fight, but even the fights I wasn't in, I still was constantly paying attention, making sure that like the fighters were safe and that they were doing what they were supposed to do. So George, he saw that and he came and he asked me if I'd be willing to be fight captain. So of course I said yes, and yeah, that's basically it.
I want you to know, as an administrator in this district, this is my 25th year, I think. I was so happy when she said, do you have experience in fighting? And you said no. I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. We're live on TV. So I was really happy. Peter, tell us, what was the biggest challenge for you as the role of the stage manager, assistant director, and how did you overcome those challenges?
So I think my biggest challenge was so this situation is a little different than most stage managers because unfortunately a couple of our actors had actually dropped the show and I had to step in, which is why I'm in this costume right now. But my biggest challenge, I didn't really have any challenges as a stage manager because I have 2 younger siblings at home, so I'm used to taking charge. But my biggest challenge as assistant director was actually directing, because I was so blessed that Miss Lahammer trusted me with some of the most important scenes of the show, and I was really scared, but it was with 2 people that I really like working with, and we just turned it into a really good time. And when I presented it to everybody else, they really liked it, so it really helped calm my nerves.
Super. What grade are your younger siblings in?
So they're not in a grade. My brother is 3 years old, and my sister's 10 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of managing.
Will they be here?
I have no idea. My mom's thinking of homeschooling them.
Okay. When I was talking to Peter earlier, I was kind of like, piece of cake interview, man. Piece of cake. And then we get up here, and I don't know if you know, but I'm type A, and so I sit up here like this, and I have to lean around Peter. Ready to go, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Super. Emmy, what do you wish the audience knew about being on the tech crew that maybe they don't know?
So what I wish the audience knew about being on the tech crew is that tech isn't just extra, they're essential. So the audience gets the final product of our show, but behind that there's many hours that tech goes into painting, our light cues, our sound cues, and without all of that, we wouldn't really have a show. So my hope is that with all of the light cues that our light person Joaquin and our sound cues and everybody that's just been helping with tech, I hope the audience really sees that and really sees how much work has been put into this. Because, like I said, without tech, we wouldn't have a show.
Oh, it's probably magical as you sit there and watch it unfold when the light comes on at the right time and everything works the way it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm. And with tech, even if something goes wrong on stage, they pick it up really quick and they're able to, get it back under control. And that's what's really great about our tech.
Do you ever tell them, hey, if something goes wrong, just keep going and act like it was planned?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, of course.
All the time.
That's what we're doing up here all day today.
Yeah. Stephanie, so you're Mira Monte's campus culture commissioner. Am I getting that right? So how does that translate to your role in this production?
For me, my position in ASB means making sure students feel seen and heard, even on stage or across campus. And translating that onto stage means making sure our students, most of our departments here are student ran, or more than half of them are student ran. So our design set was designed by a student, our costumes were designed by me, a student, our light designs, our soundboard, the whole booth is designed by students, is the sets, everything. Obviously with the supervision of our tech manager, Mariah and Lahammer. And for me, it just makes the students feel seen, making sure that their artistic abilities are not going to waste and they're able to produce these amazing images in our theater department.
So one last question I have for you.
Yes.
Why is it important to you personally to be so representative of your culture?
I feel like because a large portion of our student body either comes from Mexican or Mexican American backgrounds, it's important to show that they feel seen with our theater production, especially now with everything that's going on in the world. Obviously, we didn't plan the ICE raids, and we're gonna be happy in the same time as our production. But I feel like this just shows them that we see you, and that obviously something similar is happening in the show, like Ramon taking over the pueblo and Diego kicking it back to the people. I just feel like it's important now, especially when our community needs unity and peace.
Yeah, very timely for that production, huh?
Yeah.
All right. One last question. It's just a number 1 to 10. Ms. Lahammer said that you guys know that it's showtime when she says we're ready for a show. So 10 being we're ready for a show tonight, 1 being we're not ready. Where are we?
I'd say about maybe like a 5 or a 6.
Okay.
Like a 8.5.
All right.
I think we're almost ready, but I agree with Emmy. I think an 8.5.
Well, you only have to be ready on Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to see a scene now from Ramon's death.
Well, no.
No. Did we change it?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Domingo's death.
We changed to Domingo's death.
Yes.
Well,
Did we just give a big
Ramon
spoiler?
lives on. It's Domingo's death scene right now.
For Emmy as well. those are freshmen. I'm excited for the future of this
Right?
program. Yeah.
Well, hey, first, I'd like to start out this by thanking Valley Strong. They've been a tremendous partner of ours for, I've been in this job 16 years, so since my first year on this job, they sponsor everything we do out of our office. So a big shout out to Valley Strong, and thank you. Also like to thank, on the camera and directing today is Julian Wilson. We call him Dr. Julian Wilson. Oh, you can clap for Dr. Julian Wilson.
Yeah.
Javier Valdez over here taking photos. He will post those on Instagram today. We also post a link to this video.
At Kern High Network.
Kern High Network. He also designs the Achieve magazine, and without Javier, I don't think we could do very much in our office. He does a fantastic job. And then we have Danny and Ashley who work in our office as well. They do a super job for us, making sure they keep us in line, which is a full-time job, let me tell you.
Yeah.
All right. So we have the future of the program here in the final act. Henry Magana. His role is Garcia, and he's an FFA green hand. Sophia Hernandez, role is Inez, president of the Drama Club and mascot commissioner for the ASB.
Yes, sir.
And Anna Mendez, and the role is Anabella. So, all right. Are you nervous a little bit?
Not too much. Not
No?
too much.
Good. All right, so you're a freshman, right? All right,
Yep.
so, and you're in a lead role.
Yes.
All right,
Garcia.
tell me, how's that? Because I equate everything back to athletics because that was my background. If they put me in a varsity performance like this as a freshman, I don't know if I'd have probably had a nervous breakdown. So as a freshman, how are you balancing it? How's that working out for you?
Well, yeah, freshmen don't usually get lead roles. Like all the other leads, they're actually seniors, I'm pretty sure. But, well, it's just like, I'm fairly new to drama. My first show was the last show,
Okay.
Little Shop of Horrors,
Right.
and I was ensemble. But it's just like, while I will say it did take a lot of luck to get this
Right.
role.
Okay.
It did take a lot of luck, but I think that the reason my teacher chose me, even though I'm a freshman, is because not only did I do the drama show last year, I'm in the drama class
Okay.
like here on campus, and I participated on outside drama activities like the Shakespearean Festival, in which me and my duo partner, we got 7th out of 24th, which is actually extremely
pretty good.
impressive because it's out of all grades. And me and my partner,
Yeah, it's really good.
me and my partner, Emmy,
Okay.
we're freshmen. So, yeah.
Oh,
It was,
wow.
like, really good. We were one place away from the finals.
Oh,
So,
99% of life is luck and timing, buddy. So
that's
don't
what
throw
I'm
too
saying.
much on the luck thing. You're pretty good. You've done a lot of good things.
no, yeah, well, when I did the first show, I really liked it. The second show, I wanted a bigger part. I will say I wasn't expecting a lead, but I think that my director, Miss Lahammer, she trusted that I'd be able to do it because she saw that even though I am like fairly new to it, I have some sense to it, and that I'll actually like give it my all. So she entrusted me with the responsibility, and she just entrusted me with like being able to do it no matter what.
Fantastic.
And I've really liked it. It is a little scary, but honestly, not too much. I've gotten pretty used to it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
So
I like it.
when you try out for this, sorry, I'm going to go a little long here. I got all kinds of things going on here. When you try out, did you try out just for this role, or do you try it for a couple different ones?
No, well, look, I tried out for like 2, but the thing is that the reason that I was really surprised about this is because, me seeing that Garcia was a lead, I was like, I'm a freshman, I'm not getting that, right? So I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna really give it that much thought, but. And I actually wanted to do Domingo, but I don't know. My director, she put me as Garcia, even though I didn't really try out for it. She said that she thought that me, like personally, the
Yeah.
way I normally am,
Yeah.
that it resonated more with the character. And even though it was a lead, she was like, you know what, you got it.
Awesome. Well, good for you. Hey, did you like that? I was going to cut him off. He goes, no, but look. Yeah, you stop right there, buddy. Hey, Sophia.
Yeah.
So tell us about your character and how do you personally relate to your character?
So Inez is the queen of the gypsies, like the leader of it, right? And I personally relate to it since one, Inez is also part of my name, so it's pretty fun to be able to play a role.
That'd
that
be an
has your
easy
name.
role for me because I couldn't remember it.
Yeah, it's definitely part of it. And also the fact that she thrives in her community. She loves being a leader. She loves her people. And I think I can really be like her in that sense. The fact that I love my community, I love my people, I love dancing. That's something I love. So that's a big part of the role because I love dancing. So it's just great.
Awesome.
Anna, so are you a freshman as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how are you enjoying your first year in the theater program?
I feel amazing. I feel good about myself, not only because I feel acknowledged by Miss Lahammer and Miss Mariah, but also because I feel acknowledged by my peers. I've seen stories and videos on TikTok and YouTube about how freshmen join their drama production and the actors, especially the seniors, are very mean to them and they put them down. So I just feel good about myself, and I feel amazing that I'm part of this amazing group of actors. So I really enjoy my year so far.
That seems like a really common theme on Mira Monte's campus in general, just inclusivity, and that's so important.
Yes.
Sophia, so you look so familiar to me. You're not a freshman, right?
No, I'm a senior.
Okay, because
Yeah.
you are no stranger to Kern High Network, theater photos and stuff.
Yeah.
And, so can you talk about how you're, the president of the drama club and how that relates to your character and kind of the harmony that the character has?
I think it has a lot to be with the fact that Inez is a leader of the gypsies, and then I'm like the leader of the drama club in some sense. Like I'm like the face of it sometimes. But I feel like the leadership skills that I've learned throughout like this year being like a big part of this program helped me embody Inez more naturally, if that makes kind of sense. Being able to just lead my peers and now my gypsies and in such a great natural way.
You became Inez.
I know,
Yes.
and that's my name. It's like so amazing.
Yeah.
So before the show today, we got in a circle, the whole theater department. Everybody said something they were thankful for, and Sophia says, if I remember right, photos by Javier. Was that you or was that someone else? That was one of the thankful things. Someone said that.
I'm thankful for that, but I also say representation. But I'm really thankful for the pictures too.
Well, let me tell you what. Not very many people take pictures like him.
I know, he seems great.
He's great. Henry, how did you get involved in theater? So you're a freshman, but you also mentioned Shakespeare Festival and you had a partner. Were you in theater before you got to high school?
Yeah, no. Growing up, I always saw like theater, and it seemed fun. I feel like most people think that at least like once in their life, like this seems kind of fun, like being someone else, right?
Yeah.
But I never really had the chance to do it. But when I was joining Mira Monte, I saw they had a drama club in class, and I was like, you know what? I think this is like my chance, right?
Yeah.
So I go to class. I'm interested. I start asking questions. I go to the auditions, and I auditioned for the Little Shop of Horrors, and that was my first thing ever, back in September.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I did the show. I saw how. And while I was doing the show, I also did the Shakespearean thing, which I'm actually like pretty like surprised, but also like really glad that I did it, because like I said, that was my first show. Yet my director, Miss Lahammer, she entrusted me and another freshman to participate in this, and we did amazing. It was pretty good, and after that, my confidence was just like through the roof. I finished the show. I'm auditioning for the show. I'm like, all right, you know what? I want to be something bigger this time, especially because I really like the idea of Zorro, because I knew that a problem with the last show was that my mom was watching it, right? And she could like kind of get a glimpse of it, but she's Spanish speaker, so she doesn't know any English. And when I told her, she was actually pretty excited. And in my head, like one of the big parts why I wanted to do drama, especially this show, is because I thought like my mom, so she didn't fully be able to understand it. Because like even my character, I'd say that like more of his lines are actually in Spanish than in English.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
It's really good. All the songs are like more Spanish, and I just really love it.
Super. Sophia, what is the most important message for you of this production?
I think the most important message is representing Mexican culture, representing Spaniard culture, and just being able to see a side that not, if you're not, that's not your like your culture, your traditions, it might be harder for you to be able to see it, to be able to enjoy it. And just being able to bring all of this like folklorico, all of this Mexican culture into Mira Monte, where our population is mainly like Hispanic people, I think it's just great. And as Henry said, being part of an immigrant family where my parents' main language is not English, it's Spanish, being able to go home and be like, oh mom, like remember how you like couldn't understand what I was saying in this play? I can like speak Spanish now, and you'll see like Zorro, and you'll see like folklorico. It's just such a blessing to be able to represent where I come from and my values, and I think that's the most important message.
Super.
And Anna, kind of bouncing off of that and what we were talking about before with inclusivity, why do you think that a bilingual production like this is so important to the community on campus and just overall?
I think this is important to the community because, like, our president has described, like, not American speakers, Spanish speakers. I feel like it's important to have a show where there's diversity. Like, not everybody here is Mexican, and that kind of brings, like, it makes our culture bigger. And also because, like, talking about what Sophia and Henry said, my parents do not speak English either. And during Little Shop, they were, like, describing the characters and describing the scenes. They were like, oh, the guy with the plant, Seymour. the girl in love with the guy with the plant, Audrey. And I grew up watching Zorro a lot with my mom. Like, she loves that movie. She thinks the actor that plays Zorro is cute. So just me being part of Zorro and the community being able to see this, it's important to me, and and I just feel like it brings diversity, and especially during this time. Yeah.
I'm excited about
excited
Zorro.
too. We all
So
are.
the main stage players present on Wednesday night. We're all going to say we have a show, right? That's what's going to happen according to Ms. Lahammer. We have a show. Main stage players Wednesday night. Remember, there must always, always be a Zorro. In the huddle from Mira Monte High School, Zorro.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Good meeting you.
I can't believe how much stuff this guy's been in